drops of sweat, it be dripping off the shots, the dive taken.
What's going on, guys? It's UniversalSoljrrr, and for this video I'm going to be giving you your Battlefield Hardline pro tips. First off, I want to say when I got the game, I had to adjust to Battlefield Hardline, and I'd say my ratio, it settled at a 1.24, and right now it's at a 1.96, so I'm 0.04 from having that official 2.0 ratio. Also, I would have to say my favorite class is the Enforcer, because the assault rifles are way stronger. Now, when it comes to these tips, the first thing I want to say is I never engage people at close range unless I really have to, and that's why I stick with an assault rifle. If you have a submachine gun, you know, you have to get them at a close range, and there's a high chance that you can get killed because you have to be close to take them down. So I always, try to keep my distance. I'm always looking, I'm always aware, I'm always listening for anything, people spawning, motion, any type of, anything, one of those little spawn things where you can spawn on. Always want to be aware. Now, when it comes to the objectives, also, the only time I'll get an objective is when it's completely safe to do so, because that really minimizes deaths. So I just grabbed that money because it was safe, it was just right there, and it was no risk involved. If you really want to have better games, higher kills, less deaths, you have to cut down on where you're getting killed a lot. And for me, it's the objectives. I mean, you're gonna die by another player, but you don't want to die getting the objective. And for some reason, I don't know if it's because I'm black, but I'm always the first to go on an objective. So it's just one of the curses of being black, I guess, because the black guys are always the first to go, and I'm always the first to go when it comes to getting an objective and stuff like that. So with the assault rifle, I always try to engage people from medium to long range. I'll run up on people every once in a while, but I always want to keep my advantage, because the closer I am with this gun, the less advantage I have. And that's what I do right there. You see how I just killed that kid? I pick people off. And I just, stay moving and don't really camp for too much. But if you camp, if you're gonna camp, what's a good camp spot? Always go up top. Now, when I go up top, I'll camp about 4 or 5 kills, and then I'll keep it moving, because I've noticed, hold up, I might get somebody with the Molotov. Oh no, I've noticed that if you keep killing people on top of the roof, by the 4th or 5th kill, they're on to you. Now, the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd kill, they're just raging because they're so mad that they got killed by a camper on top of the roof, but generally, most of the time, they won't come and get you until about the 3rd or 4th kill. So, make a mental note of that, and once you get enough kills up top, keep it moving. Also, this is a very good tip. When your friends are in a firefight and you spawn on them, don't spawn on them. Only spawn when it's safe to do so, because that will also minimize deaths. If you really want to be good, you have to cut down where you're bad at. So it's stuff like getting killed at the objective. It's stuff like spawning in on friends when they're in a firefight. And also make sure you mark people. So you see I spotted that guy in the corner. If I didn't spot that guy in the corner, he would have probably killed the guy that just revived me. You have to make these things a habit, and once they become a habit, you'll become a better player, a more well-rounded player, and you'll be dropping hella kills. I promise by the end of this video, I'll probably have maybe 45, 40 kills, and like, I'd say no more than 10 deaths. I try not to die a lot, because since I'm trying to get my 2.0 ratio, you cannot die a lot. You want to have high kills, low deaths, and I hate getting more than 10 kills. 10 deaths, I'm sorry guys, 10 deaths in a game. And so right now I'm just chilling near the objective, just looking for people to pick off. It's a safe area, so I'm trying to stay in this area. Found a guy, go ahead and pick him off. And you see how I pick him off? Like the assault rifle, it's a good medium and long range is where I try to engage enemies. I don't mix it up in the middle, because that's where submachine guns are. And if you ever noticed, in every game, when it comes to submachine guns, you're gonna die a lot because you're always exposing yourself to another player. See, I always attack people from a distance, and I try to keep it that way because I don't like losing my advantages, and it gives me more kills and less deaths. Also, in this game, know when to rock a silencer and a heavy barrel. Now, right now I have the heavy barrel on and I'm doing fairly well. See, I can't really mess with people with submachine guns, but you know, even if I had a submachine gun, he would have probably still killed me. And that's why I really don't try to mix it up in the middle, but sometimes, you know, you have no choice. But back to the silencer and the heavy barrel. With the silencer and the heavy barrel, you have to know when to equip the silencer or when to equip a heavy barrel. And right now I got the heavy barrel, I'm doing fairly well. But if I wasn't doing so good and I needed an edge, I would equip the silencer. The silencer will keep me off the map. The silencer will keep me, you know, stealthy. And I can, you know, really mix it up in the middle if I wanted to. And they really wouldn't be able to find me unless they marked me, because the silencer will keep me off the map, and you know, I'll just pick people off. But say I'm playing with the silencer and the silencer isn't getting the job done. I'm not getting the kills I want. So I need an edge. I'll go back to the heavy barrel, or I'll switch a weapon, or I'll switch a class. You have to know when to switch classes, when to you know, just try something else new. Maybe that might revamp your gameplay. Maybe that might revamp you at the moment so you can start doing better again. Also, in Battlefield Hardline, when you melee somebody, make sure if you're a cop that you hold down the X button. And what that does is it interrogates them. And once you interrogate them, you get to see the enemies on the map. So it's kind of like a Blackbird for or UAV, you know? So always do that, because that is a crucial advantage, not only to you, but to your teammates and to the squad. And don't just go around looking to melee somebody. Now that I said it, melee when an opportunity presents itself. Also, know when to fall back. Know when you can't win a battle. Now that guy was up top and he was about to kill me. Duck. Know when you can't win. Don't try to go for the kill. Don't be thirsty. Also, in Battlefield Hardline or in any shooter, don't ever chase a kill. And what I mean by that is, if you're running behind somebody and you damage them and they keep running and they get low on you and then you're looking for them, don't chase it, because there's a chance that you can get killed. There's a chance he could be setting you up, because I do that a lot. If I get wounded and I have the chance to run or dip on somebody, I'll dip, I'll wait for him to go past, and then I'll shoot him. Also, when you're up top, it's sometimes good to single shot. The single shot can actually be way more accurate than just burst firing or just holding down the trigger. Second would be burst fire. So when I'm up top, 90% of the time I single shot, and the rest of the time I'll burst fire. Always stick with the Molotovs. Now, if you want good feeds, sometimes it can be very hard to kill everybody, like 4 guys with your assault rifle sometimes. So especially when they're on an objective, you know, because they might be hiding behind the objective or whatever the case may be. What I do is I'll throw a Molotov, and that'll weaken them, and then I'll shoot them with my gun. That Molotov should be like your best friend, because it can be used in so many ways. So say we're capturing some money right now, and I need to buy some time so I can get some, so I can get fully loaded on cash. And I'll use the Molotov to block the enemy. So if I know the enemy comes from this way and that way, I have 2 Molotovs. What I'll do is I'll throw a Molotov over here, I'll throw a Molotov over there, buying myself time to get more cash, or buying myself time so my teammates can spawn on me so we can get more cash. You can really use these Molotovs and these equipments to a huge advantage. You know, you really got to think outside the box. So, you know, you really got to think outside the box, and hopefully, you know, with these tips, I'm helping you think outside the box, because by you incorporating all of this, it will make you a better player, and you will do better on a consistent basis, and you know, you'll just start to dominate, and you'll really see your KD rise, and you'll really see just a huge increase. Now, I have a feeling that somebody's in here, so I'll toss a Molotov. All right, there we go. Killed 2 from the Molotov, and now I'm about to put pressure on people. And what I do is, when I'm in the zone like this, I put a lot of pressure on people, and then I call this like an accurate rush, because I'm just rushing accurately. And this will happen to you once, you know, you've really got acquainted with shooters, or whatever the case may be. But you know, in situations like that, you got to keep that momentum high. You know, like once I got those 2 kills, the momentum, I was like, okay, bam, I got those 2 kills, my momentum is high, and I'm operating purely off of instinct. And hold on, right now, I like to call this shadow games. So what I did right there was, he had the advantage on me, so I was hiding behind something, or something was in the way, and I was just using that to, you know, to play shadow games with him. And all shadow games is, it's a little thing I came up with. So all shadow games is what I'll do is I'll move back and forth, so he'll use up all of his bullets and force him to reload, and then I'll put pressure on him by maybe throwing a Molotov, or firing my main weapon, or switching to a pistol, or I might flank around and, you know, hit him with the pistol. You know, that's what I call shadow games. And I really started discovering that in Call of Duty, because in Call of Duty, you know, they have kill streaks, and say you're on that last kill streak, and you want to get it so bad, and you know, you're in a firefight with a guy, and he's just proven hard to kill. So, you know, I'll play shadow games with him until I get the kill, and I'll put pressure on him. I'll play shadow games, put pressure on him, and then 85% of the time, my opponent folds because they can't take it. So that's an exclusive tip I'm giving out to you. That's one of UniversalSoljrrr's exclusives. So don't count on those all the time, you know, because I don't really like giving up my edges. You know, the things that keeps me having an edge and keeps me great. But I also want to make y'all, you know, good, solid players, so y'all can have fun and y'all can dominate. But yeah, that came from Call of Duty. So not every shooter is bad. You know, the experience that you get from playing each shooter is different, and you can also incorporate it in other shooters. Now, I saw these guys, and I just had to put pressure on them. You know, you got to know when to put pressure on them. You got to know when to fall back. You got to know when to regroup, or when to retreat, or when to attack. Give me this fucking kill. So the guy, you see that guy right there? He had an advantage on me. Now, sometimes, y'all may not like what I'm about to say, but sometimes I have to sacrifice my teammates, because I know everybody's probably been in a situation like that, where okay, I probably could have saved my teammate, but it was risky. I don't want to die. And, you know, I just had to play shadow games with him too. All shadow games is creating time for you to wear out your opponent, for him to, you know, use up his ammo and force him to reload. And once that happens, then you put pressure on them. And by putting pressure on them, what you'll do is you'll shoot at him, or give the illusion that you're shooting at him. But in general, what's really going to happen is you may, you know, rush hard and flank him and hit him from behind. You know, that's shadow games. Or you may force him to reload, and then you step out and kill him from behind cover. That's shadow games, because it's like a game that you're playing to get the kill. You know, you're trying to force him to make a mistake. And that's that. But in Battlefield Hardline, I really don't like when people don't spot, because spotting is such a crucial thing. It really makes a huge difference. People may not know it, but it really does make a huge difference, because if you spot somebody and you know where they are, you know that this enemy is over here. Okay, so I can take this route, or if I spawn and I spot a couple guys and get killed, but before I get killed, my friend spawns on me, he can take those guys out, you know? So spotting is very crucial. I just want to make that, you know, aware. I might say it a couple more times, and that's why I use that Molotov right there. Just racking up some kills. I'm picking people off, staying near the objective, making sure they're not capping. Now, I'm about to put pressure on him. This is a pure flank right here. I put pressure on him. He folded. He folded because he went upstairs, and I swoop in for the kill. I take his money, and what I'm going to end up doing is probably getting the rest of that money and taking it back to the vault. And like I said, the only time I'll do the objective is when it's beneficial and it's not dangerous for me to do the objective, because I'm trying to get my 2.0 ratio, and I have to limit my deaths. And that's how you really do good, by finding ways to limit your deaths and finding ways to get more kills. These are some of the best tips, I promise you, because by the end of the game you'll see my kills and my deaths, and I'll probably have a decent score. Now also right now I am a team player, and what I'm doing is I'm allowing you know, my team to get some money, and I'm holding off the enemy. Now that I got my money though, I'm gonna go ahead and head to the vault and keep it moving, because I need this score, I need this cash, these racks, and we're gonna go ahead and put this in the bank. Also, once you get good, you'll be able to get these little perks, and these perks can make a difference, especially the aiming in. It really gives you that crucial half a second or second that can decide whether you win a gunfight or you lose a gunfight. So I dropped off the money. I'm about to get this money right here, about to drop it off, and basically, man, that's about game. That's basically game. I saw that guy over there. Also, make sure you listen to people spawning. Listening will give you an advantage, because look what I just found. So always listen to people spawning, listen to footsteps, listen to people using silencers, because it'll let you know, okay, there's an enemy here, or there's enemies here, and so on and so forth. And when it comes to those mobile spawn points, sometimes what I'll do is I'll camp them, and I'll you know rack up a couple kills with the mobile spawn points, and also with the spawn trucks. I'll camp them and rack up some kills, because let's be honest, I'm not the only one that does that. Everybody in the game does that, and if you don't do it, then you're not playing the game right, because at the end of the day, you want to get a lot of kills and you want to die less, and you have to do what you got to do to get those kills. All right, so with that being said, know when to camp. Now, I'm not big on camping. I'm huge on rushing, because rushing is a way I stay my gameplay, or the way I just game, you know. It's just the way I stay fit in this game, you know. Rushing is like second nature, and by you rushing, and accurately rushing is what I like to call, is what I'm doing now. It's an accurate, when I rush, it's an accurate rush, because I'm not getting killed all the time. Now, when you're rushing, it's a sloppy rush. You're getting kills and you're getting deaths. But an accurate rush is what I like to call, is when you're getting kills but low deaths. So I'm trying to get the objective here. I would have to say, when it comes to playing money objectives, don't be greedy. Do not be greedy. Get your money and get the fuck up out of there. And that's why you don't be greedy. Take what you can get and keep it moving, because by you being greedy, that will give you a lot of deaths. Now, at the end of the game, we're going to see how many deaths I got, and from all the places where I could have, you know, shaved a death, that's how you improve. So by the next game, you can be like, okay, I won't be greedy. Next game, I'll spot more. Next game, I'll take it slow a little bit more. Next game, you got to keep working on it in order for you to really get good. And game's about to end. We got 6 seconds, 5 seconds, 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Game is over for the fucking win. We did it. Universal Soldier. I went 40-9 with a great score of 10,000. Now, I told y'all what I was gonna go, and I hope these tips help. I'm probably at the top of the leaderboards on my crew. Yes, I am. And nobody on even this side or that side was fucking with my kills, man. So I know what I'm talking about. Universal Soldier, I hope these tips help, and I hope they give you an edge. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. Love you guys. Also, follow me on Twitch at UniversalSoljrrr, spelt the regular way, also with an extra R. I'm out.